Hey, what is up, Yapa fam? Welcome to today's TOTD. It's actually a TOTD. It's going to be a one take though, because we're doing one takes so we can get more videos out. Yes, we are. Now, first I have to say, yes, I'm wearing this hat. The main reason why I'm wearing this hat is because it's just like, it's easier than actually doing my hair. And I love, excuse me, I can't even talk. I love to just like, you know, grab the camera, start recording, so I throw a hat on. That's why you guys see me with beanies and stuff like that. It's just easier that way. Anyway, so I got some super awesome things to share. No announcements, but there's really awesome kind of concept and idea I want you guys to toy with in your minds for a little bit. Anyway, so guys, I'm walking around my neighborhood and it's a good, nice day. And as I was sitting here, I was kind of getting prepared. I kind of felt to talk about what we're about to talk about right now. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a season of life? Yes. Have you ever been in a season of life? I know I have. And seasons come, seasons go. I remember I was talking to my sister here just recently. I think it was on the live stream maybe. And I was like, hey, this came to pass. Some things in life come to pass. Right? In the Bible, I know it means like it came into fruition or it finally like came, but like things come to pass, right? So seasons come to pass, right? They're not forever. No season is forever. But there's times where you're in a season and you gotta walk through a field, okay? You gotta walk from a point A to a point B, maybe from one door to another door. Maybe you are in a scenario and where you were praying at an altar, you asked God to do X, Y, Z in my life. God, use me, right? Maybe you were in a prayer meeting and you felt to pray that prayer that was just a little bit different than what you ever prayed before, and you prayed it, right? Maybe you were in, maybe your spiritual authority was talking to you, or maybe your pastor was preaching and was like talking about this great level in God that you can get to, and you're like, dude, I want that. And just that confirmation, maybe you even whispered it to Jesus, I want to get there, right? Wherever you're coming from, here's the deal. When you're at that point A, you will be going to a point B. So you'll be traveling during that season. Life is never stagnant. Living for God is like a mountaintop. You're always, you're like, and imagine you're on a bicycle, right? If you don't keep pedaling, you're going to begin to slide back. If you don't keep fighting for higher ground in God, you're going to begin to backslide, okay? You can't be stagnant. You cannot be stagnant with God. Anyway, that's not what we're gonna talk about. It's the field, okay? That place from point A to point B, okay? That area, it's a field, okay? If you look, I shot a few videos here in this area. You guys remember this area? This place was actually where I shot, I think one of the dating videos back in January, and I shot a few other videos over there. Anyway, that is in a field. Now, bear with me, don't shut the video off. I know I'm kind of moving slow, but bear with me. I gotta watch where I'm going because of what we're about to talk about today. Anyway, it's a great thing I was watching where I was going, because look at this. I almost got whacked. Okay, here's the deal. And it's all tying into what we're gonna talk about today. Okay, in a field, I didn't know this, right? I'm living in Northern California. California is beautiful, awesome, but you gotta remember that, well, at least for myself, I have to remember, and I'm like, now I'm extra wary because of what we're talking about. You have to remember that, let's just tie it in, the field, right? I didn't know this, but there's rattlesnakes where I live. I didn't know that at all. So just yesterday, we're coming back home, I thought I seen a rattlesnake, but it wasn't a rattlesnake, it was a corn snake. Hey, I'm all good with corn snakes, but not the rattlesnakes, right? And as I was thinking about it, I was like, dude, you have to be careful when you're going through seasons and when you're going into fields, right? You have to be very cognizant and aware as to where you're stepping. Now here's the deal. Every single time you enter a field, every time you go into the next level of life, or maybe every time you go into that season that God has called you into, maybe every time you go into that area, that place where you need, you have to be careful where you tread. You have to be very careful where you're walking. Okay, not every season is created equal. Sometimes you're going through, not every season and field is created equal. when you're going in, and when you're in a season and you're going through a particular field, maybe, like you're going through a Arctic desert, right? There's troubles there that aren't in a field like this, the one behind me, right? California Valley, right? It's different, right? So in every season of life, in every field that you're walking into, keep your eyes open, okay? It's like what happened to me back there. I was thinking, like, there's different dangers in every season of life. Okay, guys, we're living for God. We're young apostolics. I can't remember the last time I talked like this on Yapa, but I'll just be real with you guys. We're in the army of the Lord. There's no being lackadaisical. You can't just coast in living for God. You have to be on purpose. Okay, you have to say, I actually want this. Okay, because when those hard times come, you're going to need that rooting, that grounding, right, to get you through what you're going through. Now, if you're going through a particular season, a particular field, you need spiritual insights and understandings. Remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. And so when I was thinking about these fields, like, these are cool fields to take pictures in, right? Those nice, I remember my sister, she was telling me about these pictures that these Instagram girls would take, and they have these big frou-frou, princess dresses on, and they're laying in the field, and it looks so nice, right? Beautiful on the gram, but there is brown recluses in those fields. There is spiders, black widows, there's rattlesnakes in these fields, right? So as you're going through life and you're going through spiritual fields, you got to remember, there could be, and there are, majority of the times, there's serpents in the field. Okay, there's serpents in the field. There's serpents in the field. They hide. They're waiting for you. You're going through a season of depression. There are serpents in the field. You're going through and I'm using season and fields kind of synonymously, but let's say this. You're going through a field of loneliness. There's serpents in the field. You're going through a field of great prosperity and blessing. There's serpents in the field. Man, it's like, it may not be, sorry guys, y'all tilted to the side like that. It may not be a rattlesnake or a diamond head. It could be a sidewinder. It could be, some other water moccasin or something like that, right? It could be another type of poison, but there's serpents in the field, okay? I know you may be on top of the world right now. You have everything's going on in your life that should be going on. Remember, there's serpents in the field. Now, you can skip the serpents by being vigilant. Remember, you have to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. We have to be vigilant because our adversary, the devil, he goes around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. You have to keep your eyes open. There's no sleeping in the kingdom of God. There's no like, okay, well, I made it here. I'm seeing these type of miracles in my ministry. I'm seeing this type of response, when I'm preaching. Okay, we can't. There's serpents in the field. There's always something. There was a serpent in the Garden of Eden. We have to be vigilant when we're going through seasons. If you're feeling depressed, if you're struggling with depression, right? There's serpents in the field. Okay, I'm not saying I have the answers for depression. I know people who have come out of depression and in depressed scenarios that they have the answers, right? Because God has given them that tool, that key to unlock those doors to help, right? They've been through that season, so they know how to help someone out of that. I'm not saying I have that, but there's serpents in the field, okay? Be careful that the depression doesn't come to lack of faith in God. Be careful that the depression doesn't lead to backsliding, okay? Be careful that the depression doesn't lead to you falling away, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's you and your faith. You have to have that. There's serpents in the field of blessing. Be careful that you don't get lifted up in pride, okay? Remember, I believe it's Herod, the book of Acts. He gave not God the glory, so he was eaten up by worms, right? Be careful, there's serpents in the field. You guys, are serpents in every field of life. If you're up, if you're down, there's serpents in the field, okay? We have to be aware of that. We have to be cognizant of that. And we have to, every single day, be vigilant, watching. When I was walking over here, we had seen a dead corn snake yesterday. So we wanted to go check it out. So we're looking at this mangled up corn snake. Actually there was 2 of them, got ran over by cars, right? I'm looking, and as I'm walking through this area, it was a sidewalk. It was a sidewalk, but it had all this like field brush stuff around there. What was I doing? Scanning, looking, and listening. Listening for the signs of a rattlesnake. Looking for the coloring on the snake, or looking for anything. Man, dude, I was jumping at lizards. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. It was a lizard. But you know, and even now I'm like using my peripheral vision to make sure, you know, the ground in front of me isn't all like, you know. There's serpents in fields, guys, and we have to be aware of it. We have to be cognizant of it, okay? And we have to consistently be vigilant, listening out for them, watching for them. Yeah, you could be in a season of blessing, but be careful. There's serpents in the field, okay? Yeah, you could be in a season of mega prosperity in your life. Be careful. There's serpents in the field. That's kind of what I was thinking about as I was going about recording today's video. You know, and then that whole car deal, when I was like, this ties into the video. It does. Why? Because if you're not paying attention, as I was talking to the camera, okay, there's other things that can completely take you out without you ever seeing it, right? Be careful. There's serpents in the field, okay? There's things out there. If you're not vigilant, if you're not careful, you have to be very careful where you allow your emotions, okay? If you're struggling with the whole depression, like I've been on this during the video, okay? Be careful. You can't let that get out of control, okay? Because if you do, it can lead you and leave you in a place that you don't want to be, okay? You do not want to be. You have to be careful. There's serpents in the field. Your emotions can take you and lie to you and begin to manipulate you, and you'd be seeing people in different perspectives and in different lights that they ought not be seen in. And instead of you looking with lenses of mercy, you're looking with lenses of judgment, because your mind is perceiving that that person's talking about you, that person's lied about you, that person's that person hates you, that person doesn't love you, that person doesn't care for you. If they did, they'll do X, Y, Z. That's the lenses you're looking through. So instead of looking through mercy and saying, yeah, I know that may be the truth, but I'm gonna love them anyhow. Yeah, that may be the truth, but I'll forgive them. Yeah, that may be the truth, you know, because that's the lens that you're looking through. It may not be the truth, but it's maybe your reality because that's what's in your head. Instead of saying, I'm looking through lenses of love and mercy and kindness, I'm still gonna be kind to that person. You instead internalize that hurt, that hatred, and turns into bitterness. There's serpents in the field, okay? That's what I got for you guys today. Hope this helps someone. I'm not looking for this video to get like 15 million views, but I am looking for it to touch and impact someone who really needs it. So that's today's thought of the day. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to Yapa238. Follow us everywhere, but remember, my friend, before you jump on the gram, to give us a follow. Before you jump on Twitter, to follow us there, or on Facebook to like the page, or even subscribe here on YouTube. Remember, there are serpents in the field. Check yourself, check your life, check your heart to make sure that you haven't been bitten by one, or that you're not entertaining one. A person, guys, just because she's cute, she's hot, she is woo, okay? There's serpents in the field. What season of life are you moving into? Ladies, just because he really loves you and he really demonstrated he's different than all the other guys. Wait a second. There's serpents in the field. Which ones are you entertaining? And trust me, when they lull you to sleep with their beauty and their everything that they got, they'll bite you. They'll bite you like Delilah did Samson. Okay, now, let you guys go with that. Love you guys. See you guys in the next video. God bless. Yapa fam. Love you all. In Jesus' name.